Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris, aka Barnon11970, and as always, I thank you guys for taking the time to watch my video. All right, this particular video is probably not going to apply to just everybody. What I am looking for is the people who watched my video or even know about this stuff beforehand, and they're at the point where they want to do what little part they can to contribute. Now, I understand a lot of people have the mentality of, well, there's nothing we could do about it, so why bother? I can understand that. But thank goodness we had people like Martin Luther the King not give up, and he paid the ultimate sacrifice. Thank goodness we had the people in the American Revolution. Now, regardless of how everything turned out, there was still people that were there trying to fight a corrupt system. Our lives, I mean, the people that worked for their civil rights, if only they knew what civil rights actually meant, the peace movements. There are people who try and do their part. Now, I'm one of those people, I would rather try and fail than to never try and wonder if my part could have made some kind of impact. Now, I'm never going to sit here and say I am even remotely even in the same league as any of those people who have done those ultimate sacrifices. But just because I'm a general public person, and I may never be famous or wealthy or whatever, that doesn't mean I can't do my part. So for me, I'm proud of the fact that I can help people. So I'm basically looking for the people who want to do that very same thing. Because if we get more and more people that actually go from there's nothing we could do to what little part can I do, well, we change the whole perspective. So what I've been doing lately is I've been going on, I only have Facebook, I don't have Twitter. Never had it, never will, never saw the benefit in it, so I don't have that. But I know a lot of you do. I've been going on my Facebook page, and I've been going to places like Obama's website. I've been going to the Republican website, the Democratic website. I've been going to Ron Paul's website, Alex Jones' website, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. And I've been putting my video, that 49-minute video, and challenging them to even dismiss it. And so far, nobody has responded. So what I need from the people willing to take the time, and I'm not asking for a lot, is to either take that video, take someone else's video, because this is not about me, and I'll say that every time, this is not about me. So you could take somebody else's video that says the same exact thing. You could take a little bit of information and send it to these people and say, why aren't you responding to this? If we get enough people to put the pressure on them, eventually they're going to have to pay attention to it, and at the very least, even if they ignore it by the means of not responding, they're getting the clue that people are starting to catch on to their game. So for those of you who are tired of basically just settling and having them dangle you a couple of scraps, and you want to try and make a difference, well, the only way things get done is if people try and do it. If you give up or you don't try, well, then you've guaranteed no success. So, like when they do the ads in the lottery, for example, you got to be in it to win it. Now, not everybody's going to be in it, and not everybody's going to win. But if you don't play, you have no chance. If you do, you have a chance. So what I'm looking for basically is for the people that have watched the video and got inspired to want to do something. You know, in the old days, you had to jump in the chariot, you had to ride into town, you had to try and convince similar people and then travel to wherever you're going to make your point. Now, we can just point and click on a video camera and it goes all over the world. So what I want, and if you are into this, leave a comment, and then either, like I said, either take my video, take somebody else's video, or take some parts of the video where you say, you know, what about the fact that the United States, in capital letters, is actually a corporation? Is that true? And send that to all the news media outlets. Send it to the White House. Send it to the Republican websites, the Democratic websites, and keep doing it until they respond. But remember, even if they don't respond, the intent is to let them know that we're on to their game. And that will help speed up the process. So for those of you out there who think there's no chance, it's a waste of time, it's a stupid idea, blah, 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 you have that right. But please, if that's the case, don't complain how bad life is and how bad the government is, you know, taking it up you know what. and treating you unfairly. Because what's happening is the middle class is being destroyed. And they're taking what little money that we've worked so hard to earn and basically stealing it from us via taxes and all the raised prices and all the things that they're doing, and just giving it to the poor and say, here's your free ride. Now, I understand there are people that need. I'm not going to sit here and say there aren't people like, for example, I have it's family. I can consider him a family member because he's been a friend of the family since like 1982. But I take care of him. He lives in my upstairs of my house. And because he had a stroke, half of his body is basically, he can't, to put it in a nutshell, he can't walk. He can't do anything on his own. So I take him to the welfare office when he needs it. I take him food shopping. I take him to the doctors. I help him anytime he needs. So I understand people like that. Those are people that would not be able to survive without the assistance. I'm talking about the millions of people who could work and contribute to society and choose they'd rather get the free ride. And I don't blame them, because if you could get, let's say, working at McDonald's, you get maybe $200 a week working at McDonald's, and you have to work 40 hours a week if they don't reduce your time because of the Obamacare thing, and you could get double that sitting at home doing nothing. Well, who wouldn't want to do that? But like I said, just keep in mind, think of it like a dog or a cat. They're sitting there begging for your scraps. So if you're eating your dinner and there's a little bit left and they're sitting there just waiting, hoping you'll drop something on the floor, here you go, here's what I don't need anymore. That's what the government and the elites, those bankers that are stealing all of our money and stealing all our lands and all our properties, are doing. They're giving us a little scraps and say, hey, here you go, that'll feed you, that'll keep you happy for a little while, that'll shut you up. Is that how you want to live your life? And say, well, you know, they're giving us something, so we shouldn't rock the boat? I'm going to put it on public record that I don't care if they stand me up and put a bullet to my head for my ideals and my beliefs. I would rather die knowing that I tried to do my best to make a change than a person that just sat there and took it. So I can, like I said, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm not here pointing any fingers to anyone. So I don't want anybody to think that this is another video response to what happened yesterday. I get a lot of emails from people that say that pretty much the same thing. Why do we bother? It's not worth trying. Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. I focus on me and those who have similar interests and that want to make a change and are tired of being stepped on, and because they don't crush your head in, you're supposed to thank them for that? Not for nothing. That is not how I want to live my life now that I know the truth. And I've had ridiculous emails from people, and again, I'm not going to mention their names, that say things like, oh, aren't you in the system? Well, yeah, we're all in the system based on a lie. We did not have the choice. Now that I know I can have a choice, I'm trying to learn how to do it the correct way. I'm not looking to go buy guns and go kill somebody. I'm not looking to do it by stooping to their level. I'm not looking to become a criminal and do things wrong. I'm looking for the right way to do this where I can get it done and then help anybody else that's willing to do it. So am I part of the system? Unfortunately, yes, I am. But that was not by my consent, because you cannot consent, even though the law says you cannot consent through your silence, because through your ignorance, because you don't know about something. But once you learn it, then you can. So the people that sit there and point fingers at me and say, oh, well, you're a hypocrite because you're in part of the system, I don't remember ever volunteering for this lie. I don't remember ever being taught this in school. I don't remember anyone telling my parents before they signed that birth certificate what was going to happen. So, am I tired of it? Yes. Am I in part of the system? Unfortunately, yes. Do I think getting out of the system is going to be easy? No. Is it worth fighting for? Absolutely. So those of you who are tired of being stepped on and having your wallet taken from you at every single moment because you get less food when you buy something, try and get a half gallon of ice cream anymore. They don't have that anymore, but it's the same price as one. Try and buy a gallon of milk for under $4. Okay? Try and buy gas. Remember when gas was 99 cents? I know some of you will say, oh, I remember when it was 75 cents. Are you tired of it? Well, if you are, I'm asking for the simplest thing from people. You could make your own videos. You could take mine and continue to spread it around. But I want you guys to email every single news place you could find and start challenging them to at least prove it wrong. Because not for nothing, if people don't believe what I'm saying and they say, oh, that's a bunch of BS, have them prove it. There's a reason why they're ignoring these things. There's a reason why even YouTube has been silencing my videos. The first 5 days, it showed 361 views. The first day, it showed 600, and then all of a sudden they reduced it to 361, and it stayed that way ever since until yesterday. Right now, it has almost 8,000 views, which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's my fourth largest view of anything, and the others took months to get to that point. So I am making an impact because I am trying. So yes, I haven't reached millions of people. I'm not exactly getting the help of YouTube. I'm not getting the help of the people that I've emailed several people, and at this point, 2 people have contacted me. One was the Idaho picker, and we did an interview. We were supposed to do more, but I haven't heard from him, so maybe he gave up on it. I don't know. And the other was the Hyper Report. One other person contacted me, and that was JSnip4. He said he was watching the video, and I haven't heard from him since. But I emailed a bunch of people about this and didn't even get a response. And these are supposed to be the people in the truther movement trying to help you. Well, if I'm helping to uncover something that is basically severely important to your freedom and your ability to learn, and they don't even acknowledge it, I don't know what you think about that, but in my opinion, well, I'm leaving my opinion to myself about that, because they still might not have seen it. But if they did, and they don't respond, I question them. But I'm not going to say any other names of who I emailed it to. They know. So if you are willing to do what it takes, write letters, go to your public congressman, go to town hall meetings, get this message out. That's the only way it's going to work. And yes, you can make a difference. And the ones that sit there and say you can't, don't be a part of it. I don't want that. I want the people willing to do what it takes. And these days, with the technology that we have, it's very simple. We can protest, like I'm doing right now. I'm making my protest right here in the comforts of my own home. But spreading information and spreading truth, it's not an easy task. It's not a popular one. I'm getting more people that are actually proud of what I'm doing and thanking me for what I'm doing. And you still get the few bad apples, but they're not spoiling this tree. So to all of you out there that want to make a choice and they want to make a difference and want to make an impact and want to do this, leave a comment and let me know you're in. And if it takes every single day, like I said, either my video, somebody else's video, make your own video, or take specific parts that I've taught you and question those people until they respond. Make them respond. But at least you'll be making an impact. If nothing gets done, hey, you did the best that you could. There's no regrets when you try and you fail. There's only regrets if you don't try and wonder what if. All right, guys? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Peace.